crypto market and the talk about volatility. One side, people are giving you the idea of Bitcoin running towards 250,000, towards $1 million, that kind of thing. On the other end, you have people giving you the idea of a $10,000 Bitcoin, $3,000 Bitcoin. So, what is it really going to be? What are the odds showing you? If you do break the market down, what do you see here? Do you actually see there is a possibility that this can still grow higher? Do you think there is a possibility you can grow some of your portfolio into a big pie because the market is about to do something good? What do you see here? That's a big question which you'll have to answer yourself. But I will try to break things down into the way where you actually see this clearly. You see opportunities and you see how it played out last time and how it is playing out this time. And when I say that, yeah, you can put the argument right now after the breakout, anyone can say this. It's easy. No, 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 no. It was like not like that. In the SI family, things are different. We were following this asset when the price was here, below 0.003. We were calling for a breakout, the move to the upside. We were following that up as the price was moving, giving you guys the real idea of what it's doing. And before the breakout, and just the breakout was happening, and you guys knew it. Why? Because you were in the SI family. That's where you get the opportunities broken down. And that's one of the reasons why SI family is the best educated group in the crypto market. This is about education. This is about information, being well informed so that you can take the best decision in the crypto market. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. We talked about the flash crash coming in before that actually came in. Right now, we are going through one, but are we trying to find a bottom? Are we at least close to a bottom? Let's actually look at the price. Let's see what the market is saying. If you believe the market is actually showing you something positive, fine, let's look at it and ask what the market is trying to say. There's a short-term chart, for sure, a micro chart, 2 over. It is showing you this structure looks similar. You actually reached this range a few times and you bounced off. So unless that breaks and there is a confirmation on a daily candle, I'm not going negative. But at the same time, what you have to understand is Bitcoin dominance now is at 51. A few days back, we were close to 55. That's important. Money is moving into altcoins. You look at the altcoin market on a weekly, we're nearing a weekly close. In the next 24 hours, you're going to get a weekly close and you're still above $800 billion. Or to put that in another perspective, you can go back in time and see when we were at this range last time. It was back in May 2022 or just during that Terra Luna collapse, right? That came in here, that took us below that. So now we are just below that range, trying to break back higher. What do you think the RSI is trying to suggest? Are we going up on a weekly or are we going down? You can keep that in your mind. This is what actually guides you throughout. If I'm wrong, fine. But this is what I believe in. That's why I'm giving you. And the reason why I think that's going to happen, that's what I'm trying to break it to you guys. So yes, this is a micro chart on Bitcoin. Then you go on looking at XRP on a macro. You want to see, okay, what Bitcoin shows on a micro, the macro, what the altcoin market shows you, and precisely what XRP shows you. For me, I'm looking at this. I'm like, okay, this is a level where the price action has been respecting from some time. We are looking all the way from 2021, right? 2021, you get that as a support twice. Then you break that below, and that was the Terra Luna crisis. So for anyone who put the argument that XRP is lagging, it's not performing, come on, guys, be serious. This is the altcoin market showing you it is testing the levels which it broke to the downside during the Terra Luna crisis. And right now, way after that crisis, XRP is making that range as a support. Keep that in mind. It's acting as a support right now. So yes, you do have a trend line support. Yes, you do have a horizontal range, which is acting as a support, a long-term one, which is fine. So you have multiple long-term supports where the price is, which is a good thing. But what should we think a little bit deeper into, trying to read between the lines? A lot of people would think that is a support, so let me go in levered, let me buy. Whales would like to flush them. I think that's what we're actually watching with these long wicks to the downside. We have seen those before, right? So once you get to understand what the price action is showing you, that kind of is important. You don't sell at a support. You buy at a support. You sell at a resistance, not the opposite, right? You buy low, sell high. This is the basic concept. But the question is, what actually is the high? Where actually is the low? That's something we want to answer. So that's what we're trying to do here. On a macro chart, say you're looking at a weekly, you're looking for a macro horizon, and you want to put in the argument. Okay, fine, fine. If I'm following this, I want to follow this in a way that I know what happened in the history so that I can understand where we came from, where we are now, and most likely where we will go forward. So to understand where we are headed towards, we need to first look at what this guy is doing, the big guy, and then look at how the alts are performing relatively, right? So we are going back like 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. You want to really know how the market has performed all this time so we don't make mistakes, or at least try to reduce the possibility of making a mistake, right? Now, if that's true, what you are literally looking at is the correlation. I would say that's really, really, really important. Now, yes, this is a weekly chart. Yes, that shows you something of a deviation. Like Bitcoin came to the top here, but altcoins came to the top here. Now, is that a huge difference? I wouldn't say so. That's like, just a month. Fine, fine. Bitcoin reached the top here, right? When did the alts reach there? It took close to 3 months. That's something to keep in mind. Right? So when you're going back in history, you do see these kind of things. Bitcoin does the bottom a little bit early and start bouncing off. Altcoins take somewhat like 2 months after that, last time around. Great. Now we are watching how the price action is differing. You are at a point where if you are putting things into perspective based on these, how we are moving in and out here, you kind of get to see, okay, this cycle, this time around, we kind of almost in the same territory, right? If you are trying to understand how deep we went and how we are going back up, altcoins are now in a phase where Bitcoin was a little while ago. So basically, all that I'm saying is that you go on a weekly chart, you look at the macro. You want to see whether we are creating a negative movement in the market or we are showing something bullish. So you have different perspective. People can be wrong, people can be right. It's all there. In few years, you'll understand that. But the real thought process is simple. If you're actually watching a lot of selling volume, where does that come in? Historically speaking, let's go back and check. This is one of the peak selling points. Where did that come? Did it come at the top? If you didn't get that, let me put it the other way. Do you think there is a lot of people who know this is the absolute top and they sell it there? Do you think that's how the market works? Maybe I'm wrong. But, while we go through these kind of things, we kind of get an idea of what happened in the market before, what's coming in the market. So when you're seeing a lot of these big volumes, they usually don't coincide with the top. At the top, not a lot of people know it's a top. So you kind of get a net equal balanced move. You're saturating, meaning the supply and demand is matching up. So you're not going up, you're not going down, you're balanced. Fine. Now you have a volume which is increasing on the sell side on a weekly. Do you get that? So in that circumstances, I would be like, okay, that is not something I would really like to see. The market usually gives a fake out. It shows like, I'm going up, jump in. You'd want to trap us in that sense. Now, if you're a price action guy, what you would be looking at here is that now I'm trying to give you all the different odds in the market, right? Whether you are a pattern based guy, whether you are a trend based guy, whether you're the Wyckoff, the Elliott wave, the price action, whatever you are interested in, you need to know how the market is looking right now. So this particular candle, if you put that right way, you feel that's the mother candle. Fine, perfect. Did anything change? If you ask me, I would argue there is no change here. Yes, you tried to go up. Sellers pushed you back down. You're still here. We have 24 hours. Let's close that in the weekly. But unless you see this range breaking, which is 39,840, I would say, we are not at that range where you should go bearish. Historically speaking, we have seen these many times over and over again. The price action, whether it's on a short term or a long term, you will see some divergence coming in. So we want to see where the price is going relative to the actual market sentiment. Gold on a monthly is here. Now zoom in. There is something you need to keep in mind. When you broke above a range of accumulation, gold, that's, considered as a safe haven asset, that dropped 5%. For gold, dropping 5% is a big deal. Now, yet again, you're breaking through the accumulation range. You're doing what? Another drop, retest, panic, selling. All of that's happening. So crypto market is kind of being highly correlated with this right now. And I'm really happy that's how things are rolling. Fine. Let me go back to Bitcoin. You're looking at this and you're asking like, okay, are we close to the support? No, we are not. On the trend line, on the RSI, you have some room to correct back down. Agreed, for sure. But are you actually topping off? In a sense, you're getting the negative divergence. No, as of now, no. That's where you go back in time and you look through how the RSI has played in last cycle, in the cycle before that, the cycle before that, wherever you want to go, you go. You learn from the market and then come back. That's how we make decision, right? We want to see how the supply came in and how the demand interacted with it, right? So at this point, you see demand is still there, pushing higher, but supply is kind of overweighing on the demand. The divergence came in. It's done. Now, whether that's back in 2013 or all the way up here in 2021, you see that. The negative divergence. So for me, maybe I'm wrong again, but if the price is making a top here, you will go down. Maybe you're going to go a little bit up and then you drop. But at the same time, the RSI will show you something like this. So you have a negative divergence. So even at that point, this is what you're looking at. This is the worst case scenario, which I'm talking. On the same point, if you remove all of this, and as we've been talking about the support trend line, as a trend-based guy, you're looking at this. And you're like, okay, this is the trend line. We've been breaking through that. But what are the trend-based supports? This is the basics in technical analysis. You break a support, that becomes a resistance. You break that back to the upside, that becomes a support. One. So how many, when we were below 30K mark, we had a lot of resistance to break through. Now, all of them are support. So to the downside, you have a lot of support zones coming in, or the demand zones where people will be buying in. Where did the price hit before it dropped? It actually reached a supply zone. If you go back 3, 4, 5 months and watch what I've been talking about in the YouTube channel, you'll actually see me discussing about this point, saying, okay, guys, watch this. We'll actually come somewhat close to this. 48, 49, I think was the call, right? We came almost close to that. Not exact 49K, but almost close to that. Why though, right? We are looking at this acting as a trend line support, then a break to the downside, retest and a rejection, capitulation actually. You go back up, rejected. Go back up, get rejected. Try that again, get rejected. But you're not breaking to the downside, are you? You're going back up, testing that trend line. So if some trend line is being tested again and again and again, what do you think is happening? Is the bulls giving up or is the bears giving up? So that's what you need to think. This is supply and demand, and who's going to win on the one side or the other. Now, all the time, not once, not twice, all the time in the Bitcoin history, or the most of the altcoins, you go on a monthly chart and you look at this. Look at the RSI. What do you see? Each and every top. Each and every top. Now, I'm not trying to be arrogant. I'm trying to be, me. This is what I believe in. This is what I see in the charts. Each and every top, monthly RSI was about 80. That's a big deal. You are now at 60, guys. I mean, let's make some sense of this. I don't think this is the cycle top. Maybe it can be a local top. There can be a flush. I talked about that before. That too, 30 to 40%. We talked about that before the recent price drop came in. You guys all saw that. So if that's you, think about what the market is showing you. As I always say, if you don't know Spanish or German and they are speaking in that language, you need to get good at that. Otherwise, you're not able to understand what they're saying. That's technical analysis for me. If you understand the language of technical analysis, great. Learn as fast as you can. Or if you need a translator to show you opportunities like this before they actually start breaking higher, SI Family is the right place, the best educated group in the crypto market. We're getting close to 1,000 now. Right now stands just about 950 members and growing. If you want to get into that group, do the one-on-one session, look at your portfolio, think about the future and know what I think about the way you actually have rebalanced your portfolio. You can get to me via the Patreon. The link is given in the description below in the YouTube or on the bio in Twitter. So if you haven't smashed the like button yet after watching the entire session, consider doing that if you received value. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.